didn't speak your name, not because they forgot, but because they hoped you would. You were never invited to the throne, never handed the torch. You were the crack in their story, the one they tried to seal with silence and shame. But here's the truth they'll never say out loud. They feared what you would become if you ever woke up. And now, you did. They built their world without you, chose their kings, crowned their favorites, danced around fires you weren't welcome near. They left you outside, in the cold, in the dark, forgotten. And in that exile, in that void, you didn't fade. You formed. You gathered every broken piece, every insult, every betrayal, every time they walked away when you needed them most. And you turned it into something they cannot stop now. They called you too much, too intense, too quiet, too loud, too angry, too damaged, too dangerous. They tried to soften your edges, mute your fire, tame your storm. But monsters aren't meant to be manageable. And you weren't meant to be understood. You were meant to be feared. While they were building empires, you were building something stronger, a war inside, a reckoning, a soul carved in silence and hardened in solitude. You learned to walk without applause, to fight without cheers, to bleed without pity. And now, you don't want their approval. You don't need their acceptance. You've outgrown the prison of their perception. You were not born for their comfort. You were born for cataclysm. They laughed when you struggled, mocked when you broke, stepped over you like ruins. But the ground they walked on, it was shaking, and now it crumbles. Because the afterthought they abandoned was becoming the apocalypse they deserve. They built castles on your silence. Now burn them down with your voice. They crowned themselves kings. Now tear down their thrones. They wrote you out of their history. Now become the one they can't erase. You are not the same. You are not who they left behind. You are not the echo in the back of their minds anymore. You are the shatter of everything they thought was safe. You don't knock on doors. You tear them off the hinges. You don't beg to be seen. You blind them with your presence. You don't follow rules made in fear. You become the law written in vengeance. Because this is not your return. This is your ascension. And they are the ones who should have never underestimated the quiet storm, the unwanted soul, the forgotten one. Because now you are not the echo. You are the end. You were the afterthought. Now you're the apocalypse. Let their memories